hip extension. So what we're looking to do here is load primarily the glutes and a little bit of the hamstrings and the lower back. Depending on your setup, you can work to isolate one of those more or less, but primarily what we're looking for is a hip hinge movement that takes some of the stress off the lower back in comparison to something like a Romanian deadlift or a hip hinge, okay? So what we're gonna look to do here, it's critical we get the thigh pad set up at the right height, or the foot pad, depending on which bit you can actually change. We wanna make sure that our hip is slightly above the height of the pad. Otherwise, if your hip is below it, the only area that you'll be able to generate flexion from is going to be your lower back. Whereas if we can have our hip just above that pad, then we're able to flex at the hip and focus on contracting the glutes hard, squeeze at the top of the rep. I like to think about keeping my lower back slightly rounded, because it puts it in a slightly worse position to create tension, okay? We want to make sure that the glutes are our primary mover. Another cue I like to use is slightly externally rotating your feet on this to get those glutes into a slightly shorter position at the top of the rep. So, hard squeeze at the top, contract the glutes, nice and slow on that way down. Try not to stress too much about flipping over it. They've all got a ledge at the back, and to be honest, just the friction generated is usually enough. You aren't going to go flipping all over the place. When you get to the point where you can lift your body weight above your target rep range, then you can start adding weights plates, hold crossed above your chest like this, or hold a dumbbell down below in order to add a little bit of resistance.